Hello my loves, and thanks so much for tuning in to another limited palette painting video. Thanks also to Squarespace for sponsoring today's video. They are the all-in-one platform for building a great online presence, from blogs to portfolios to online stores, but more on that a little later. For now, we're continuing as we have been in the previous few hue related videos. I'll have the video for the first set of these paintings linked on screen now if you're interested in finding out more about what I'm doing. So I've come to expect the first painting of the day to be a bit of an underwhelming one. I need to warm up and get into my stride a little, and that was the case with this one. We're obviously speeding through it for now, but painting these trees actually took me over half an hour. Just the trees and no other part of the painting. I don't know why or how it would take that long. I think I was just a bit slow and out of practice. The colours for this first painting inspired me to paint a swampy scene. My initial plan was to go for more of a mangrove looking situation, but I changed my mind last minute and just decided to wing it with this new idea. Because of that, I hadn't really thought about how my values would work and how I'd be able to separate one element from another, i.e. the trees from the water, from the background, so that's an issue I ran into a little later. I've also found that these kinds of colours are probably my least favourite out of all of them, these almost toxic greeny blues. I've heard it can be quite difficult to get a non-synthetic but still bright looking green with watercolours, and this is one of many times that I've experienced that for myself. That being said, there are some beautiful earthy greens coming up in this watercolour set. This first painting just puts us in the awkward middle ground between beautiful blues and lush greens. Another thing I noticed with this painting session is that I have a bit of a habit of going in a bit too thick with watercolours on the first pass, which leaves me with dark blotchy areas and lots of streaking, even some areas that are still shiny once dry. That's just a case of me being impatient and wanting to get to the darkest colour possible on the first go, when it's normally a lot more effective to keep layering washes until you get what you're after. I went through a lot of different thought processes with this one. Times where I really liked where it was going, times where I thought I'd ruined it. The only consistent feeling was that I had no idea what I was doing, but pretty soon after starting I'd already decided that this was just a warm-up painting, so none of it really mattered anyway, and that freed me up to do whatever I wanted, and in the end I quite like it. I finished this painting thinking it would be one I would go back and redo, but looking at it a few hours later I think it fits in quite well with the rest of my favourites from this short painting series, so it stays. Next, I decided to go for a river painting. Looking at it now, I think I could have pushed the river theme a lot further because it ends up as more like a mountain scene with a river running through it, but I did feel a bit more warmed up with this one, a bit more relaxed and just more open to enjoy the process and experiment. I keep having to remind myself that that was the point of these paintings in the first place. I'd like to adopt more of a lineless and simplified style into my work, but not to this extent. I'm just pushing it as far as I can to see what I like, to see what I can do with it. I don't see these paintings as part of my body of work, more as kind of studies or experiments, which is why I keep debating whether or not I'll sell them as prints or in any other capacity. Part of me thinks they'd look great all together, but another part of me doesn't see them as something to be out there representing my art, if that makes sense. I would love to know what you guys think of that. It's always really helpful and refreshing to get other people's opinions when I'm stuck. This painting went a lot quicker than the last one. I was really enjoying using a slightly larger brush. These are new ones that were sent to me by Princeton a little while back now. I've only just had a chance to give them a try, and you just can't beat that new brush feeling. Just everything falling into place as it should, being able to be so precise, and these hold such a perfect amount of water. I had some really nice relaxing music on, which is a change for me. It might not seem like it from these speed paints, but I'm usually blasting some utter rubbish while I paint and sing along out of tune, but I was in the mood today for something different. Sometimes I am. I just generally decide once I'm in my art room what I want to listen to, if anything, and today I really specifically wanted to listen to classical piano music, and it took me ages to find the right kind of classical piano. Like, I wanted to listen to something like Clair de Lune, but not Clair de Lune, and I know I'm going off on a tangent now, but if anyone has any Clair de Lune-esque music suggestions, it'd be much appreciated for next time I'm in that headspace. Okay, and finally, this one that I thought I was looking forward to, but once I started, I realised I didn't really have an idea for it. The colours instantly made me think of a meadow, but the thing about meadows is they're so busy and wild and hard to simplify down into flat objects and shapes. I was building up a kind of process though throughout these paintings, so this time I was pretty quick to get into it. I knew I wanted to use negative space, which is always fun, but that's really all I had planned for this one. The rest is just a bit of a journey in doing what felt right, I guess. I'm surprised because I really wanted to like this one. It has potential for sure. I like the concept, I just don't love the execution. I'm actually quite looking forward to trying this one again and seeing what I can do differently with it. Before we finish, I just wanted to talk a little bit more about Squarespace. It's kind of wild to think how easy it's made it for creatives like me, like a lot of you guys, to do the best we can with whatever it is we're putting out there. I have this sleek professional platform, totally customizable, to be able to share my work, to showcase the things that I make in a room in my house to the rest of the world, and the fact that I can have a fully functioning shop built in has just made the business side of things so easy. I just love that it's all in one place, so consistent, and anything I need help with, they have 24/7 customer service. It's taken all the fear and doubt and confusion out of the often more stressful side of being creative online. I'm really glad I listened to all the other artists that have raved about Squarespace in the past. I actually used one of their discount codes to get 10% off my website, and it's pretty cool that I am now in a position to offer you the same deal. So you can head over to Squarespace to get a free trial, and if it is the right thing to you, go to squarespace.com/Minnie Small for 10% off your first website. Thank you so much for watching, guys. Please let me know if you have any questions or suggestions, and I'll see you soon for the next video.